Hi everyone, my name's Debbie Rodden and it's my pleasure to present this next session in our Small Business Big Impact program. Today we're joined by two speakers for this session, Rob Tunchon, who will be presenting Mentoring for Small Business, and Linda Nicol, who will be presenting Time Management and Productivity for Small Business. This session is proudly sponsored by Port Stephens Council. I hope you enjoy it.
Being in business is an exciting time. Whilst you can't predict the future, you can at least plan and prepare for what lies ahead in order to make your business more successful. You're often on your own and carry all the responsibilities that go with conducting a business. No one else really cares, as long as you provide the service. It can be lonely and frightening to take on the responsibility of running a business. Quite often we need to source some sort of advice from other people external to your business. So who do you turn to? Where do you go to get advice? How do you know that the advice you're getting is the right advice? Yes, you can rely on professionally qualified people, such as accountants and lawyers. There's a cost involved in that. At the end of the day, it's going to come down and back to you, because you're the one that has responsibility for making the decisions, and hopefully the right decisions. In trying to future-proof your business, you can increase your chance of survival. Many small businesses don't survive the first couple of years. People get disenchanted by it and therefore don't want to take further risks. Some strategies that have been proven to be successful in helping businesses survive and plan for the future include the following. It's very difficult if you rely on one part of your business to prop up your whole business. This is directly in opposition to the thinking of focusing on one thing that works and works well, but it is only in one area. Like any investment strategy, you should diversify your product portfolio. You've got to ask yourself and find the answer to what else can I do that can create value and add sales to the bottom line. Part of that looks at what is a natural extension of maybe a product that you've already got or that you've mastered, and add that to your portfolio. Another strategy is about rethinking what are the strategies that you're using. How do you shift from existing customers to adding new customers? Social media and digital strategies assist you in helping you make smarter decisions and therefore work smarter and not harder. Another strategy that's worthwhile looking at is trying to predict what the future demands are of the product or products available to you. Quite often you hear the word vision. People sort of have a vision if they're trying to predict their future. To me, the best definition that I think applies is vision is having the ability to see the invisible. Sometimes we should imagine or even dream of what your business could look like. Once you've shaped that, then it's a matter of believing in it and then making it happen. Another strategy is you need to prepare yourself to identify and manage risks. Who and what are the risks that are associated with your business? That includes people, processes, compliance, data security, your own IP. You need to protect what you build and use it accordingly. The strategy revolving around customers is very interesting. An old philosophy of business is that the customer is always right. You need to listen to them. It's interesting, the word listen, L-I-S-T-E-N, if you unjumble the letters and make another word, it also spells listen. Listen to their needs. See what they're asking for or what they're suggesting. It's about customer behavior and understanding what the customer is looking for and wants. The boom of online business, because of convenience or price or range of goods, has clearly been identified, particularly in and during the pandemic that we're currently existing. Another strategy is you need to look at following trends. Do you know who your customers are? Do you know why they're a better competitor than you? Do you know what their strategies are? What is the edge that they have that makes you think that they've got a better business than you. Knowing more about your customers and where they're focusing their energies and efforts will help you and help you look at your own business and try and make decisions that will improve your business to be more competitive. One strategy is to look at overseas developments in particular products. See and watch what they're doing. A great example of this is if you follow VHS videos first started out, moved to DVDs, and now it's this history. But you've got to watch what the developments are or what the trends are and be ahead of the game. You need to overtake your competitors. Be better at what you are competing with them in doing and selling. Strategy about awareness. You've got to understand what is happening around you. Classic example is smartphones. Smartphones have changed a number of industries. The camera industry, the music industry, the telco industry, telephone books, and even yellow pages. The purpose of selling goods and through yellow pages is long gone. It's also affected the software industry, the advertising industry, and obviously the internet industry. So not often does a product come along that can actually have such a wide-ranging and definite impact on a number of different industries, such as what smartphones have done. The comment about innovation, and I mentioned before about being ahead of competitors. Don't fall into the trap of following the leader. You will never win unless you are prepared to fail first and then overtake your competitors. But that comes about because of the research and awareness that you create in following the trends. Going back to the point about finding the right advice, people in business look for a number of different ways in which they can improve themselves and then subsequently improve their business. You hear the terms mentoring or coaching, but at the end of the day, managing your business and running your business is a full-time job. And part of the exercise of trying to find where to get the right advice from centres around people utilising and engaging with either a mentor or a coach. The mentoring aspect is more about relationships. Coaching is more about tasks and is more about training and supervision. Mentoring is about advisory, getting the right advice, while coaching is the supervision of you and your capabilities within your business. Mentoring is really long-term development, and as I mentioned before, about relationship growth. Coaching is really about short-term, quick fix, and then relying on the expertise that's given to you. It questions about your capacity and your development in more focus on business. In mentoring, it's about development of your knowledge and your experience, and it's more of a human development strategy. The idea about mentoring and then the use of the organisation that we run, the MAP Institute, it puts like-minded people around a table or via Zoom who share their knowledge and their skill and their experience. People learn from other people's experiences. They learn about their pitfalls, they learn about their shortcomings, they learn about their benefits and the bonuses that they enjoy. But people can always rely on having a sounding board of other people in the same field. Coaching is usually one-on-one, and the background of the coach is essential to fully understand what type of coaching that you are going to experience. The Forbes Business Magazine recently published some strategies for people in business, and particularly in trying times. These strategies are as follows. The first one that they talk about is practice flexibility. Be flexible enough to actually make a change in your business, your thinking, your development, your outcomes. The next one they suggest is to study historical industry performance. If you're in a business where it has got long-standing history and benefits, you need to understand why and how that has happened. That helps you to actually start predicting about what the future lies ahead. The third one is about listening to customers, and we've covered that a little bit already. The next suggestion from Forbes is that you assess your organisational structure. For most of us in small business, we are a sole trader. We are the only person in that business, and therefore the organisational structure is pretty easy. But it's about making sure what happens when something happens to you, whether it's medical or other. How does your business survive? What strategies do you have in place? What plan do you have as a backup? And therefore to undertake that organisational structure and make sure that the business continues to run. The next strategy is that they say find new ways to provide value. Always constantly look at your business and review it. Always constantly look at yourself and review it. The next one is about diversifying your business portfolio, and we've touched on that already. Another suggestion that they've got is don't spend money based on your projections. It's always a wise move to actually get someone to check you to make sure that you're thinking clearly and correctly and providing the right projections that you require. The next suggestion is that they build up cash in the business. Build it up as much as you possibly can. You also need to look at introducing multiple revenue streams. What other products or what other avenues are available for you to develop your business? The next strategy that they talk about is being proactively stress testing your business. Think of the worst case scenario. What if something happens in the next 12 hours or 24 hours or 7 days or 6 months or 12 months? You've got to minimize the negative part of that stress test in your business. But the important part of the exercise is to constantly review who you are and what your business does. And also focus a little bit about what your business does really well and work on that to improve it as well. The next strategy is about building strong partnerships in your industry, working with each other, but coming back to what we were talking before about knowing who your competitors are, what do they do, what makes them different to you, how can you work possibly with them or complement them, how can you form a bond or a relationship that will tighten and strengthen the business or the industry in which you operate. The next strategy they talk about is watching the accounts receivable. It's great to be in business, but business needs money, needs capital. If you constantly running out of capital, well, then you need to rethink what the strategies are and how you can actually manage that and manage the cash flow. Working closely with your budget and what are the risk factors involved in that, and how can I minimize those risks to make sure that there is a good cash flow that will prop up and help the business run more effectively. The next strategy that they suggested was looking ahead to the future trends, and that's quite common across all of the commentary that's around the moment about future-proofing and getting mentoring in your business. Next strategy they talk about is simplifying your process through technology. There's a great kind of a line that says you need to work smarter, not harder. Therefore, use the tools and the technology that are available to you to make it simple for your business to run and operate. One of the other added extensions is to explore government contract work and supply. If and where it's possible, you might have a product that you have that can be a worthwhile supply item for government contracts. Look, they're only just a couple of the simple strategies. The current sort of issues, with pandemic and all those sorts of things happening, people are constantly looking at their business and saying to themselves, well, how can I improve what I'm doing now? How can I survive? And how I can predict and plan for what the future holds for me.
Hello and welcome to Future Proofing Your Business. My name is Linda Nicol and I am the founder of the Women Can Have It All transformation program, and I will be your host for the next 10 minutes. Okay, so future proofing is all about thinking about how do we secure ourselves and our business for future events of what may or may not unfold. Okay, so just now COVID is the topic that we're all speaking about, but there are numerous things that could happen in the economy and in the world that we need to future proof our business for. Now, being a time management and productivity expert, get my teeth in, I'm coming at it from the angle of managing your time and how we can actually do that now so that you protect yourself in the future. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but please bear with me and I will explain all. So I am manic about how my clients actually organise and manage their time, okay? So typically people will run off a traditional to-do list. To-do lists are very overwhelming. You'll find that you've got more on your to-do list at the end of the day than you had started with at the beginning of the day, because things just keep coming at us, okay? In this world of people being allowed to interrupt us whenever they see fit through social media, the phone, the email, whatever it happens to be, they just are able to interrupt us. Our lists seem to be getting longer. So the first thing we need to do is take control of our time now, so that when those disasters do strike in the future, you're already in a place where you are organised. You don't have the overwhelm of a to-do list, okay? You're already in a place that's organised. And we do that by a thing called time blocking or block scheduling, which is where we're actually organising our days into like-minded activities. So you might have a chunk of your day where it is admin. So in there, all you're doing is you might be invoicing, emailing clients, answering client calls, etc., filing, all that kind of stuff. So you might have an admin block in there. Then you might have a block for doing your client work. Then you might have a block for the actual business development and growing your business, etc. And so throughout the day, you're working on similar type tasks as you move through the day, and you get the efficiencies and economies of scale just by the very fact that you are thinking about the same thing and your brain gets into the efficiency mode of doing the same type of task over and over again. So not only do we think about the business and how the business runs, we take this right out into your personal time. So in there, we are looking at your me time. Now, what's that got to do with future-proofing your business? If you're not looking after yourself now, if your health is just not on your radar, your health and your well-being is not on your radar, what's it going to be like when that disaster does strike? If you're already stressed and overwhelmed, what's it going to be like when you get to disaster and you're on the back foot and you're trying to pedal as furiously as you possibly can? If you start working on yourself now, on your me time, it could just be some downtime, it could be going to the gym, it could be meditating, it could be cooking, it could be whatever floats your boat, your me time to recharge your batteries and fill your cup so that you've got the energy, you've got the reserves there for when times do get tough, okay? So throughout the course of the day, we're planning time for the business, all the areas of the business. You're planning time for yourself to look after yourself, because they always tell you on an aeroplane, put on your own oxygen mask first, because if you don't have your own oxygen mask on, you're no good to anybody else. You're going to have no oxygen, you're going to pass out before you even get to help anybody else. And that's what the me time's all about. It's about your own oxygen mask for when it is tough and you need to dig deep. But also in there, we're going to have the things like the family time, okay? So spend it with your children, your loved ones, your partners, whatever it is. Again, so that you've got that support, that mechanism there, everything's functioning in working order so that when the crisis does hit, you've got that good solid background, this good solid team of people behind you, not just in the business, but also at home supporting you as well. Okay, now time blocking is so effective, and I've just skimmed over it here, but it is so effective that Elon Musk uses it. Okay, now whether you love him or hate him, love or hate his products, it does not matter. That is irrelevant. There is no escaping. He is an extraordinarily successful man. Okay? He is running his empire. He has built his empire using time blocking. And evidence suggests Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey are using that tool as well. So if they can use it and run their empires and be extraordinarily successful, why would we not think that it would work for us? So that is something I highly recommend, and it's something that I insist on all my clients get familiar with and start time blocking. Now, once you've got yourself organised and you're doing your time blocking, then there's chunks of that day that you can outsource, okay? Why are you doing your own admin? Why would you not give that to somebody else, okay? Delegate it to a junior member of staff or get it out to a VA. And I do recommend that you use VAs and get familiar with that concept now, because they are a they're a fantastic asset for your business. You can get a really high quality level of output from a VA from as little as $5 an hour, okay, $5 US an hour in India. If you go to the Philippines, better in terms of time zones for where we are, and a lot of them speak very, very good English, very clear English, then there's no reason why you can be paying maybe $15 an hour for a VA in the Philippines. Again, really, really cost effective. So that if you drive out some of these costs, then you're taking your cost base down, you're able to build up the reserves in your business for when that difficult time comes. Not only are you reducing your cost base and having some reserves there for the tough times, you're freeing up your time. You're freeing up your time to go and grow your business, because admin is not why you went into business. Admin, unless you're providing a service of admin for other people, then that's not your core business. You need to be using that time to look at growing your business, whether it is finding clients that are of more worth to you. Is it just finding more of the same clients? What it is actually doing. So get out there and actually growing your business. So again, when that time comes and there is a crisis and you need to future-proofing your business, you've got extra income, you can build up extra reserves, and you have driven down your cost base by using the VAs. Okay. VAs are one option. Another option is to outsource. So you might not want to send your stuff off to India or the Philippines, but definitely outsource the things that are not your core business. So your bookkeeping, if you're not an accountant or a bookkeeper, why are you doing your own bookkeeping? Pay somebody else to do it, because you can probably go and earn more money than you're paying the person that you're outsourcing it to. I am actually an accountant and I don't do my own bookkeeping. I left accountancy a long time ago, and doing what I do now in my coaching, I can go off and earn more money than I would pay the bookkeeper, okay? So that it's a better use of my time. So from my perspective, for you future-proofing your business, it's all about how you can make best use of your time. Best use of your time is not you actually doing the things that are not your core business. If you've got employees, they can actually be doing the client work for you, upskilling your employees to do the client work for you, letting you again go out to go and grow your business. What I do with my clients is we are getting them out of working in the business to working on the business. We've all heard that a million times, but if you don't have a real plan in place for it, if you don't have time in your diary for it, it is a throwaway statement, okay? It's just a throwaway quote that we're all using. You have to decide whether you're interested or you're committed. Interested is, I want to future-proof my business. Committed is, I am absolutely future-proof my business and I am taking action and I am going to plan my days to make sure that I can ride out the next storm that comes along. Okay, so again, it's all about, as I say, this concept of time blocking and taking control of that time and getting it into, there is a bit of a science that goes behind it and an art of how you actually organise your time and organise your days to do these. But if you do it and choose to, and you do it well, it is an absolute game changer. My clients tell me it is a game changer. They're getting more done in their day than they ever thought possible. Okay, so they came to me with an expectation of where they thought they could get to. They have surpassed that and have gone on to do incredible things because we've started with this simple tool of time blocking. And as I say, if Elon Musk is using it, then I'm sure that we can all use it too. So if you want to know any more about time blocking or coming along to work with me in time management and productivity, then please just reach out. My name is Linda Nicol and I am a time management and productivity expert. So I hope that I have given you some great hints and tips today of what you can do to future-proof that business and building up your reserves for when those times do strike. Bye for now. Bye.
Thanks, Rob and Linda. They were both great presentations, and we appreciate your time contributing to the growth of small business in Port Stephens. Both Rob and Linda will be available to answer any further questions should you wish, so just pop over to the meeting hub and catch up with them at a time that's convenient. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.